Hey guys, Geoff Fienberg here with you for OddsChecker.com, breaking down the Corrales Puntacana Resorts and Club Championship. Sounds like a pretty fancy club championship going on there. Certainly nothing nearly as prestigious as we had last week, where we were able to cash Bryson DeChambeau 28-1 when using that OddsChecker grid. Certainly can't imagine the next time we'll be getting Bryson at a price like that in a major. Elite putter, elite driver of the golf ball, and a thinking man's golfer, despite everything else you want to label him as. A dominating performance, and our second major victory here on OddsChecker this year to go with our Colin Morikawa at the PGA Championship, and we're already excited. Masters will be here soon enough. November will sneak up on us in no time. Until then, feels like we're going to get a run of these lesser known events, but we got 500 FedEx Cup points on the line for these guys, a $2 million purse, and full sort of exemptions, 2021 Masters invite. So the whole sort of kit and caboodle is to be had for the winner here. We've been here 2 years now. It's a par 72, 7,600 yard plus course, but doesn't play nearly to that distance. It's coastal, on the water, a resort course, guys. It's in the name, the Corrales Puntacana Resort. We are playing a resort course this week, so those Corn Ferry guys will probably be pretty comfortable, because they play those quite regularly, I got to say. But again, great week last week, and you want to do me a favor? You like the videos, you subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me who you like this week in Punta Cana. Tell me if you like my picks. Tell me if you don't like my picks. Either way, like, sub, comment. That's the currency. You can hook me up after we hooked you up with Bryson DeChambeau last week. And you sub, the videos will drop right into your feed. We'll have a props video later for Punta Cana, and I'll be dropping some football content as well later this week. And you want to catch that props video, because last week we had Tiger to miss the cut. That was a handsome pay. Spieth to miss the cut. That Louis top 20 and beyond. And it's a shame Corey Connors missed the cut. No chance at that top Canadian or top 20. Corey Connors, though, featured here in Punta Cana. It's funny to see some of the names at the top of this board when using the OddsChecker grid. Will Zalatoris 14-1. Corey Connors, Mackenzie Hughes, guys. But I'm going to start my card with a guy we had at the Safeway a few weeks ago. It was a strong showing, came in that top 5, Sam Burns. He might be the best player in this field, in my opinion. 20-1, BetMGM when using the OddsChecker grid. There seems to be a lot of consensus 18-1s out there, but why not use OddsChecker? Make sure we get that best number, 20-1, Sam Burns in Punta Cana this week for that maiden victory. Moving along, another guy that almost cashed at the Safeway as a live ad for me at a big number, Christoph Ventura. Listen, this European's got some game. He's shown it. He can join a birdie party like the best of them, and that's what it's going to take this week. We're going to have a winning score flirting probably above, lower than 24 under par, assuming, it's not crazy wind. And even when it does get windy there, we've seen in the past, the guys have little to no problem scoring, a lot of scoring opportunities throughout the day on this golf course. Ventura, he can pack them up on a resort course. How do I put this? I would have had him priced lower than this number. I think he is an ideal fit here. He's had some outstanding results in the last year, going back through the Corn Ferry, when he's made appearances on the PGA Tour. This is, I think, a perfect opportunity for Christoph to get that maiden win on the PGA Tour. Moving along, a veteran for this card, the lone veteran on the card, the guy with the sweetest collection of Jordan golf shoes on the planet. It's Pat Perez, 40-1 at FanDuel, guys. And this is why we stress using the OddsChecker grid, because by using that grid, we see there are also 25-1s available this week on Pat Perez. That is something we would like to avoid. We'd like to get Perez at the biggest number possible. It's been a while since Pat won, but he's had success at Mayakoba. It's a corollary course here. Perez has 3 PGA Tour victories. I believe all of them come with a winning score better than 22 and under. I mentioned it's a resort course. I mentioned it a couple times. That's the perfect setup where a guy like Pat Perez seemingly has done his most lethal work on tour this year, and a strong showing at the Safeway. We almost bet him at that Safeway in Napa. He just missed the card, so I was getting real annoyed when I saw him make that huge Sunday charge, because that one would have really stung had he been able to pull that one off. But Pat Perez, 40-1 when on FanDuel, when using that OddsChecker grid. Again, the purpose of OddsChecker to me is displayed in this Pat Perez bet. We have 40-1, we have 25-1. That's nearly half. That's nearly cut in half. Hitting a winner on the PGA Tour. I don't care if it's the U.S. Open. I don't care if it's the Corrales Puntacana Resorts and Club Championship. It's hard. It is no easy task for taking these outrights, and that's why when we cash them, we need the best number, and that's where OddsChecker comes in handy for me, always has. Already looking at future majors when using that OddsChecker grid. Easy. They're up there right now. Use the webpage, oddschecker.com/golf. Might be my favorite pick here this week, guys. I did not know the number. Sorry. Thomas Detry, the young Belgian, 40-1, available on DraftKings. A lot of, like I said, with Pat Perez, incredible disparity here when I'm using this OddsChecker grid. I'm seeing 28s, I'm seeing 30s, 33s, 40-1 available at DraftKings Sportsbook. Thomas Detry. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't even think it's a bold statement. To me, this guy is a top 5 player in this field. I know, geez, you can get lost in some hyperbole with some of these young Europeans. How good are they? I debate this regularly on my podcast with my guy, Pat Mayo. How good are they? If they played on the PGA Tour regularly, what sort of resume would they have? To me, Detry's got all the tools. He is a prototype player that will succeed on the PGA Tour, in my opinion. And if they price this at 20-1, I swear to you, that would have felt normal to me. I would have thought he would have been 20, 22-1 here. So I really like the young Belgian this week. He's been close to nabbing that first victory on the European Tour. So he's felt that Sunday sweat before, and he kind of feels like he's playing with a little house money at the moment. Made the cut at the U.S. Open, got invited to the U.S. Open, made the cut there. So a strong week, and yeah, you could be like, what a grind, winning foot, fatigue. Well, he got to like +2, I think, at a point on the weekend, which you could argue was fantastic when we saw some of the scores that sort of came in. I mean, he certainly fell back from there, but my point being is there wasn't like a high water mark where he actually felt like he was contending. I think him making the cut, playing 4 rounds at the U.S. Open, probably felt like a victory in and of itself to Thomas, and tons of adrenaline. Gets to go to Puntacana this week. Young guy. I'm not worried about any sort of fatigue factor, considering I guess he would be the only pick of mine that did play in the U.S. Open, but he's just a pop. We got this. Like, if he comes out blazing, everyone could be in trouble. Because the European Tour, these guys play some real hard, narrow, penal courses, but they also go resort course style too. They're not afraid to go resort course, and we see guys go bonkers, and we've seen Detry go bonkers a ton. This is a young, up-and-coming European. I've been raving for a few minutes here. I can't tell you how surprised I was to see a number pretty much double what I might have touted him at. I don't want to pick stones. Will Zalatoris is the favorite. That's fine. Someone made that decision. I probably wouldn't have. I don't think Detry and Zalatoris are that different chance to win this week. Like, that's how... I don't know if I think less of Zalatoris than I should, or I think higher than Detry than I should, but I don't think those are two very different golfers, in my opinion. There it is. I think that's a great bet. I might actually double that one up. The Detry 40-1. We're off that Bryson win last week. Great to see. What an amazing performance on Sunday to shoot 67 on that course, for the ages. And I know a lot of people giving, I don't know, like what he's doing a hard time. You shouldn't be able to bomb and gouge Winged Foot. If you watch that for 4 days, yeah, he hit the ball far, but he rarely had par putts of distance. And he was nails on those like 5, 6, 8, 10-foot par putts. He missed one on 18 Saturday, but I wasn't worried. The lion was going to hunt the wolf, and that's exactly what happened. I'm Geoff Fienberg. Will be a props video for Puntacana dropping later today. Don't forget, like, sub, comment. Tell me what you think of these picks. Tell me who you think is going to win in Corrales, on the Corrales course at Puntacana this week. I'll see you later, boys.